Most people think they stay broke because they do not earn enough money. Most people think they stay broke because the economy is bad. Most people think they stay broke because they are unlucky, but the real reason is deeper. The real reason lives inside your mind. Your brain is wired in ways that quietly sabotage your money without you noticing. You wake up every day believing you are making your own choices. But many of your financial decisions are not choices. They are reactions. They are habits. They are patterns you learned long ago, and these patterns keep you stuck in the same cycle. This is not your fault. Your brain was not built to make you wealthy. Your brain was built to keep you safe. And sometimes safety feels like staying where you are, even if where you are is not healthy. Let me explain how this works. Your brain has two systems. One system is fast, emotional, impulsive, and automatic. The other system is slow, logical, strategic, and thoughtful. Most of your money decisions come from the fast system, not the logical one. This is why you buy things you do not need. This is why you avoid decisions that improve your future. This is why you repeat the same financial mistakes. Your brain is trying to protect you from discomfort, not poverty. When something feels stressful, your brain avoids it. When something feels confusing, your brain ignores it. When something feels unfamiliar, your brain resists it. Money is emotional before it is logical. This is the trap you must learn to see. Let me tell you a story that will make this clear. This is about a man named Chris. Chris earned a decent salary. He was not poor, but he was always stressed about money. Every month he saved nothing. Every month he spent more than he meant to. Every month he told himself he would do better next time. One day Chris sat down to look at his bank statements. He noticed something shocking. He had spent hundreds of dollars on emotional decisions. Not on things he needed, but on moments of stress, on moments of boredom, on moments of loneliness. His spending had nothing to do with money. His spending had everything to do with emotions. Chris realized something important. He was not broke because of his income. He was broke because his brain was trying to comfort him. Money was his escape. Money was his distraction. Money was his emotional bandage. This is how the brain traps you. It uses money to avoid discomfort. It uses money to seek pleasure. It uses money to stay in familiar patterns. Your brain is not trying to hurt you. Your brain is trying to protect you from emotions you have not learned to manage, but this protection keeps you broke. Because financial success requires discomfort. Financial success requires long-term thinking. Financial success requires resisting impulse. Your brain hates all of that. Your brain prefers what feels good right now. Now let us talk about the fear of change. Your brain dislikes anything new. New things feel risky to your survival system. This is why learning a new skill feels overwhelming. This is why starting a side income feels scary. This is why changing your habits feels impossible. Your brain tells you to stay where you are. Your brain tells you to wait. Your brain tells you to choose comfort, but comfort is expensive. Comfort keeps you stuck. Comfort drains your future. Let me give you another story. This is about a woman named Maya. Maya always wanted to start an online business. She watched videos, she saved ideas, she dreamed about it for years, but she never started. Why? Because her brain whispered the same sentences over and over. What if you fail? What if people judge you? What if you are not good enough? What if it does not work? These thoughts felt real. These thoughts felt logical, but they were not logic. They were fear. Fear disguised as logic. Fear disguised as practicality. Fear disguised as caution. Maya did not stay stuck because she lacked talent. She stayed stuck because she trusted the fear in her brain more than the future she wanted. This is what happens to millions of people every day. They let fear make their decisions. They let fear control their habits. They let fear sabotage their financial growth. Not because they are weak, but because fear feels familiar. Your brain wants familiar patterns because familiarity feels safe, even if the pattern is bad. Even if the pattern keeps you broke, even if the pattern limits your future. Now let me tell you something powerful. Your brain keeps you broke through 3 hidden mental traps. You may not even notice them happening, but they shape your entire financial life. The first trap is instant gratification. This is the desire to feel good now and deal with consequences later. This is why people buy things they do not need. This is why people avoid budgeting. This is why people avoid planning. The brain wants relief now, not results later. The second trap is loss aversion. Your brain hates losing more than it loves winning. This makes you avoid investing. This makes you avoid risks. This makes you avoid new opportunities. Your brain convinces you that staying still is safer than moving forward. The third trap is identity loyalty. Your brain tries to keep you aligned with who you think you are. If you believe you are not good with money, your brain acts that way. If you believe you are not smart enough, your brain limits your decisions. If you believe you will struggle forever, your brain proves you right. You are not stuck because of reality. You are stuck because of the identity your brain is trying to protect. But identities can be rewritten. Habits can be changed. Patterns can be broken. You can train your brain to make smarter money decisions. The first step is awareness. Your brain cannot control you once you see the pattern. Awareness opens the door to change. And right now, you are becoming aware. Right now, you are seeing the invisible patterns that kept you broke. Right now, you are waking up from the autopilot that once controlled your money. This is the beginning of financial freedom. Now that you understand how your brain traps you, we need to go deeper. Because the real danger is not the mistakes your brain makes. The real danger is that these mistakes feel normal. They feel natural. They feel automatic. You do not question them because they feel like your own thoughts. Your brain repeats old patterns even when those patterns do not support your goals. This is why you keep promising yourself you will change, but nothing actually changes. The pattern stays, the habit stays, the behavior stays. Let us talk about the biggest lie your brain tells you. The lie is simple. Your brain tells you that your future will magically improve without changing your actions today. Your brain says things like, you will start saving later, you will stop overspending later, you will start learning new skills later, you will fix your habits later. Later is a trap. Later is how people lose decades of their life. Later is how people stay broke forever. Later never comes. Your brain loves later because later feels safe. Later removes pressure. Later avoids discomfort. Later keeps you in the same familiar identity, but you must understand something. Later is the most expensive word in your financial life. Later keeps you stuck today. Later steals the opportunities you could have taken. Later is the enemy of growth. Let me show you this through a real example. This is about a man named Jacob. Jacob wanted to fix his finances. He said he would start budgeting next month. Next month became next year. Then next year became 5 years. And 5 years later, Jacob was in the exact same place, same salary, same debt, same stress, same life. Jacob was not lazy. He was not stupid. He was not careless. He was trapped in the later cycle created by his brain. Your brain thinks later will save you, but later slowly destroys you. The only way to break this cycle is by acting now. Not tomorrow, not someday, now. Next, let us talk about emotional comfort. Emotional comfort is one of the strongest forces controlling your financial behavior. You buy comfort. You avoid discomfort. You choose familiar routines even when they harm you. Your brain uses money to regulate your emotions. Think about this. You spend when you are stressed. You spend when you are bored. You spend when you are sad. You spend when you feel pressure. Your brain learned that spending gives temporary relief. This relief feels like pleasure. This relief feels like reward. This relief feels like control. But this relief is an illusion. Comfort spending is emotional anesthesia. It numbs the discomfort for a moment. Then the discomfort returns. But now you are also broke. Let me give you another story. This is about a woman named Tessa. Tessa never understood why she kept running out of money. Her bills were not high. Her income was fine. But somehow, she always felt behind. One day, she tracked her emotional triggers. She noticed a pattern. Whenever she felt lonely, she ordered food. Whenever she felt stressed, she shopped online. Whenever she felt bored, she went out with friends. Her emotions controlled her spending. She did not have a money problem. She had an emotional management problem. And this is what happens to millions of people. They try to fix their finances by controlling their money, but the deeper solution is controlling their emotions. Until you control the emotion, the behavior will return. Now let us talk about another hidden enemy. It is called social comparison. Your brain constantly compares you to other people. You compare yourself to friends, you compare yourself to strangers, you compare yourself to celebrities, you compare yourself to people online. This comparison forces you to spend money you do not have. You try to match lifestyles that are not real. You try to keep up with standards that are impossible. You try to avoid feeling inferior. But here is the truth. People post their highlight moments. People hide their struggles. People show their luxury. People hide their debt. You compare your real life to someone else's edited life. You feel behind even when you are not. This feeling of being behind activates fear in your brain. Fear triggers emotional spending. Fear triggers self-doubt. Fear triggers financial sabotage. Your brain wants you to fit in. Your brain wants you to feel equal. Your brain wants you to feel accepted. So it pushes you to spend money you cannot afford. Not because you need the item, but because you need the feeling. Now let us talk about another major brain trap. It is called decision fatigue. Your brain can only make a limited number of good decisions each day. When your brain is tired, it becomes impulsive. When your brain is tired, it avoids planning. When your brain is tired, it says yes to things you should say no to. This is why you make poor financial decisions at night. This is why you lose control when you are stressed. This is why you break your budget at the end of the month. Your brain is not failing you. Your brain is exhausted. You must structure your life to reduce decision fatigue. That means organizing your environment. That means using systems instead of willpower. That means automating financial decisions when possible. Your environment should make good decisions easy. Your environment should make bad decisions harder. This is how you protect yourself from your own impulses. Now let us talk about the biggest brain trap of all. It is called avoidance. Avoidance is when your brain refuses to face something uncomfortable. You avoid checking your bank balance. You avoid looking at your debt. You avoid building a plan. You avoid responsibility. Your brain thinks it is protecting you from stress, but avoidance increases stress. Avoidance grows the problem. Avoidance stops progress. Avoidance is what keeps people broke the longest. Let me show you one more story. This is about a man named Daniel. Daniel had credit card debt for years. He avoided looking at the total. He avoided opening the mail. He avoided planning how to fix it. One day he finally faced it. He added up the numbers. He realized the situation was serious, but something surprising happened. Once he saw it clearly, the fear decreased. Awareness reduced the anxiety. Facing the truth gave him control. Within a year, he paid off the debt, not by magic, but by ending avoidance. Avoidance keeps you trapped in fear. Action destroys fear. You must realize something important. Your brain is not your enemy. Your brain is simply running old programs. Programs from childhood, programs from habits, programs from emotion, programs from survival, but you can rewrite them, you can rewire your habits, you can retrain your brain, you can build money patterns that make you wealthy instead of broke. And in the next part, I will show you exactly how to reprogram your mind for financial success. Right now, you are seeing the invisible patterns that kept you broke. Right now, you are waking up from the autopilot that once controlled your money. This is the beginning of financial freedom. Now that you see the invisible patterns that keep you broke, we need to shift into the part that changes everything, reprogramming your mind, rewriting the patterns, changing the way your brain reacts to money. This is how you break the cycle. People think becoming financially successful is only about income, but income alone does not fix financial behavior. If your behavior stays the same, more income only increases your mistakes. Your brain will burn through more money the same way it burns through little money. This is why so many people earn more and still stay broke, because money did not change their mind controlled their money. Let us talk about the first step in reprogramming your brain. The first step is interrupting the automatic reactions. Your brain reacts to money without thinking. You feel an emotion and you spend. You feel fear and you avoid decisions. You feel pressure and you escape through purchases. You must break this automation. The fastest way to interrupt these patterns is through awareness questions. When you feel the urge to spend, stop and ask yourself one question: what emotion am I trying to fix right now? This question forces your brain to switch from the emotional system to the logical system. It makes the impulsive feeling less powerful. It brings clarity into a moment of chaos. Let me show you how powerful this is. A man named Victor used to overspend every weekend. Every Friday he felt tired and overwhelmed. His brain wanted relief, so he spent money to feel better. He did not realize this was an emotional loop. When Victor learned the awareness question, everything changed. Each time he felt the urge to buy something, he paused. He asked himself, what emotion am I trying to fix? He realized he was not buying things. He was buying relief. He was buying escape. He was buying comfort. By naming the emotion lost power. The pattern broke. For the first time in years, he gained control over his spending. One simple question can interrupt a lifetime of bad habits. Now let us talk about the second step. You must change your internal identity. Your brain tries to stay consistent with the identity you believe you have. If you believe you are bad with money, your brain continues acting bad with money. If you believe you cannot save, your brain avoids saving. If you believe you will always struggle, your brain finds ways to struggle. Identity is the strongest force in human behavior. People act according to who they think they are, not who they want to be. This means you must shift the identity inside your mind. You must stop saying, I am bad with money. You must stop saying, I am always broke. You must stop saying, I cannot save. You must stop saying, I will fail. These sentences are not harmless. They are instructions your brain follows. Instead, you must begin speaking in identity-based statements that support your future. You must say sentences like, I am becoming disciplined with money. I am learning how to grow my income. I am building strong financial habits. I am improving every day. Your brain listens. Your brain adapts. Your brain follows identity. This is why people who call themselves investors become investors. This is why people who call themselves creators become creators. This is why people who call themselves broke stay broke. Identity creates reality. Let me give you a story about this. This is about a woman named Lena. Lena grew up hearing her parents say we are not money people. Without realizing it, she adopted that identity. As an adult, every time she wanted to improve her finances, her brain repeated the same old sentence. You are not a money person. You will fail. She avoided saving, she avoided investing, she avoided planning, not because she was unable, but because her identity did not match the behavior. One day, her friend gave her a simple challenge. Say this sentence for 30 days. I am someone who makes smart financial decisions. Lena felt silly at first, but something surprising happened. Her behavior slowly changed. She started tracking her spending. She started learning money basics. She started saving small amounts. Her identity shifted. Her brain followed. Identity first, behavior second. This is how the mind works. Now let us talk about the third step. You must reduce emotional triggers. Triggers are moments that push your brain into financial autopilot. Everyone has different triggers. Some feel triggered when stressed. Some feel triggered when bored. Some feel triggered when sad. Some feel triggered when tired. Some feel triggered when lonely. When the emotional trigger appears, money becomes the medicine. You must identify your top triggers. Ask yourself, what emotion makes me spend the most? Ask yourself, when do I lose control financially? Ask yourself, what moments cause me to break my budget? Once you know the triggers, you can replace the reaction. You can replace emotional spending with healthier habits. You can go for a walk. You can drink water. You can call someone. You can breathe deeply. You can journal. You can take a short break. You are not trying to remove the emotion. You are replacing the financial reaction to that emotion. This is how people rebuild their relationship with money, not through force, through awareness and replacement. Now let us talk about the fourth step. You must reduce the mental friction that stops you from making good decisions. Your brain avoids anything that feels too hard or too confusing. This is why people never start budgets. This is why people avoid investing. This is why people avoid learning new skills. The brain dislikes difficult tasks. The brain dislikes unclear tasks. The brain dislikes tasks that require too much energy. You must make good financial habits easy. Make them simple, make them obvious, make them automatic. For example, do not build a complicated budget. Build a simple one. Do not create a giant plan. Start with one step. Do not try to change your entire life. Change one habit. When your brain sees a small and simple action, it cooperates. When your brain sees something complicated, it resists. Small steps are how you build strong habits. $1 saved is better than zero. One skill learned is better than none. One step forward is better than waiting. Now let us talk about the fifth step. You must reward progress. Your brain loves rewards. Your brain remembers rewards. Your brain repeats behaviors that lead to rewards. This means you must celebrate small wins, not with money, but with emotion. You must tell your brain, this is good. You must reinforce the new identity. You must make the progress feel satisfying. You save $10, celebrate the habit. You avoid an unnecessary purchase, celebrate the discipline. You learn a new skill, celebrate the growth. These small celebrations rewire your brain. They make good habits easier. They make progress enjoyable. They make change sustainable. And now let us get to the deepest layer of all. You must build a future-based way of thinking. Most people have present brain. Present brain makes decisions based on how they feel now. Future brain makes decisions based on who they want to become. Present brain is emotional. Present brain is impulsive. Present brain chooses comfort. Future brain chooses growth. Future brain chooses discipline. Future brain chooses long-term rewards. Your goal is not to eliminate the present brain. Your goal is to strengthen the future brain. Every time you make a decision that supports your future brain grows stronger. Every time you resist the short-term impulse, your future brain takes control. This is how people transform their lives, not in giant leaps, in daily decisions that protect their future self. Your future self is waiting for you. Your future self is depending on you. Your future self needs you to break these patterns. And in the next part, you will learn exactly how to build the mindset that permanently keeps you financially strong. And in the next part, I will show you exactly how to reprogram your mind for financial success. Right now, you are seeing the invisible patterns that kept you broke. Right now, you are waking up from the autopilot that once controlled your money. This is the beginning of financial freedom. Now we are going to bring everything together because understanding why your brain keeps you broke is only the beginning. The real transformation happens when you learn how to take control, not control over the economy, not control over your income, not control over the world, but control over yourself. Your brain is powerful, but it can also be trained, it can be shaped, it can be rewired, it can be guided toward decisions that build your future instead of destroying it. The first thing you must understand is this: your brain listens to repetition. Whatever you repeat becomes your reality. Whatever you practice becomes your identity. Whatever you focus on becomes your path. If you repeat bad habits, your brain strengthens those habits. If you repeat small good habits, your brain strengthens those instead. Your brain does not care which path you choose. It only follows the one you repeat. This is why consistency matters more than motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Consistency builds pathways in your brain. Every small decision creates a tiny connection. Every repeated decision strengthens that connection. This is how new habits become automatic. Let me tell you a story about a man named Rafi. Rafi struggled with money his entire life, not because he lacked intelligence, not because he lacked discipline, but because his brain was running old patterns. He grew up hearing that money was stressful. He grew up hearing that rich people were selfish. He grew up hearing that saving was impossible. These beliefs controlled his behavior for years, but one day he made a small decision. He decided he would save $1 a day, not $100, not $50. Just $1. That small habit changed everything. His brain began to trust him. His brain began to believe he could save. His identity shifted from someone who could not save to someone who saves naturally. Within a year, his savings grew. Within 2 years, his confidence grew. Within 3 years, his entire approach to money changed. Not because of the dollar, because of the identity, because of the repetition, because of the new pattern. Now let us talk about something else your brain needs. Your brain needs clarity. Confusion exhausts the mind. Confusion makes you freeze. Confusion triggers avoidance. This is why complicated financial systems fail. Your brain quits before you start. You need simple systems. One account for bills, one account for savings, one account for spending. This makes things clear. This makes decisions easy. This reduces mental friction. When things are simple, your brain cooperates. When things are simple, habits stick. When things are simple, your future grows. Another important part of reprogramming your mind is setting boundaries. Financial boundaries are rules you create to protect your future. Boundaries like I do not buy emotionally. Boundaries like I check prices before purchasing. Boundaries like I save before I spend. Boundaries like I invest a small amount every month, no matter what. These boundaries protect you from your emotional impulses. They protect you from bad days. They protect you from automatic reactions. Your brain does not want to follow boundaries at first. It resists, it argues, it complains. But with repetition, boundaries become effortless. Boundaries become automatic. Boundaries become part of your identity. Now let us talk about the most powerful mental shift of all. You must build a future-driven mind. A future-driven mind asks, what will this decision do for my life 1 year from now? A future-driven mind chooses progress over pleasure. A future-driven mind chooses discipline over distraction. A future-driven mind chooses growth over comfort. Every time you choose what your future needs instead of what your emotions want, you break another piece of the old pattern. You strengthen the new pattern. You build a new financial identity. You begin to trust yourself. You begin to feel stable. You begin to feel confident. You begin to feel in control of your life again. This is the moment everything changes. Not when you earn more, not when the economy improves, not when life becomes easier, but when your mind becomes stronger. Your brain kept you broke without you knowing, but now you know. Now you see the patterns. Now you understand the psychology. Now you have the tools. And once you see the truth, you cannot go back. You are rewriting your financial future, one decision at a time. You are becoming someone who makes smart money choices. You are becoming someone who grows consistently. You are becoming someone who breaks the generational patterns. Your future self will thank you for what you're doing today, because this is how financial transformation begins inside the mind.